The true history of the great nation of Wakanda is revealed in Black Panther 167. So as we get into the latest issue of the Black Panther, we see a man named Franklin, Dr. Franklin to be more specific, who is being attended to. They are going to release him from his prison because they need his help. What exactly are his crimes? This is never really explained in this issue, but they do touch upon it in the previous run of the Black Panther. When he's brought before T'Challa, there is a very simple task. A lot of stuff has been going on, specifically people trying to make their own vibranium, and of course trying to mess around with things they shouldn't because they don't understand it. One example is Claw, who we recently talked about in the last issue, and this is all brought up and it's mentioned. Now another thing that's happening is of course all of these warring nations that are going at one another, and it's a very hard time for the political stance of Wakanda. T'Challa is quick to leave him to his work while he goes and he has to find something out. Later that night, while he's out in the woods, he's having a very deep discussion regarding the future of Wakanda. Here he is offered to be told a story, but instead of just telling the story, why not send him onto a version that shows him the vision of exactly what happened. So as we're taking into this vision, we see that things weren't always as good as they planned to be. We see the land that would go on to become Wakanda, which previously had other inhabitants. We see various other species, such as the ones they're currently warring with, all in their native land, but something seems a bit off. And then we see that inevitably some people in these tribes rise to be gods, one particular one being a panther. And as it happens, this panther would go on to claim the land of his enemies. As it turns out, Wakanda is built upon another kingdom, and the land was taken forcefully by war. T'Challa is quite shocked by this. He doesn't know what to expect, and he doesn't really understand why this was hidden from him. As the comic comes to an end, he says that the war is renewed and the gates must be restored, because the inhabitants of these other lands were sent far away and now they're going to be making their way back. Black Panther 167 might just be the favorite comic I read this week. Not only does it do a good job of telling you that it doesn't matter how clean your empire might look or how good you think you are, it's not exactly always like that. Something always came before, and chances are there was something that you don't know. And this is really going to wear down on T'Challa. You can definitely tell that he's going to come face to face with Claw, and at one point they're going to fight, and I really want to know what's going to happen with everything that's been building up in the last 2 issues. Overall, this was a phenomenal comic, highly recommended, 9 out of 10.